Hello, everybody. This is Pearls of Wisdom with Katharina, and we have a new dark moon reading today. This is going to be a very interesting reading. I was kind of blown away when I saw it. And in a way, it confirms also the last blog when I did my Dakini Oracle, because I was very surprised. The energy and the message was very positive. But when you look in the world, when you look what's going on the surface, it seems nearly impossible. But I have a key here that really confirms what's happening. So let's go. Sharing the screen now. So this is the dark moon, 30 May 22. And again, I have to make it for London. So we have the 0-degree meridian for kind of the whole world astrology chart. And what comes out very first moment, that the whole left side of the horoscope is practically empty. And the major planets that are all in the third quadrant with the MC here with the gold. So it's like a little bit an ego versus a higher self topic that we have to hear to manifest something new. Now, I want to step back a little bit to yesterday. Those who have been a little bit informed, they might know that people who meet in Davos, just let's put it that way. They were having a ceremony. I don't know exactly when, but I heard rumors, several rumors, which make a lot of sense, to make worship event with Mars, Jupiter conjunction, which was the exact conjunction yesterday. So this is good luck constellation for war. And this was also in ancient times always used, like, you know, people knew about astrology and they knew about what's going on. But what we have here, first of all, this conjunction is in Pisces. And of course, they who are in Western astrology thinks it is in Aries. And that is a constellation of war, double, triple, we could say, but definitely not in Pisces. Because in addition, what we have here is a retrograde Mercury. The Mercury that is also an MC in conjunction with the moon. Now, you might remember that Mercury represents the people. Mercury as a planet with the moon on top is the receiving part. Then we have the circle, which is the part that works and understands and start to think about it, process the information that came in, and then the cross at the bottom is the materialization. And this is generally how a human being functions. You receive input, you process it, and in one or another way you manifest it. And it can be the spoken word, it can be anything, it can be written, it can be a painting, it can be a piece of music, whatever is your way to express. Now, when Mercury goes retrograde, it has a kind of a Piscean attribute. That means that it's the focus is inside and not outside. And when we look at a constellation like this, can be like a celebration for starting a successful war. This is not working because the people won't play along. This, you know, we have this problem with the cognitive dissonance that we have in the moment. And I just was listening to a short video, I don't remember the name of the guy, in the grand jury with Rainer Füllmich. And he said, you know, the masses are so hypnotized and you cannot wake them up. And that's what we can see. But he said, do speak out, because you disturb the hypnosis. Do speak out all the time, all the time. He brought the sample that in the Second World War and also in Russia, when those who were the resistance stopped to speak out and went into underground, about half a year later, the war started. So that is a very, very important message, that we have to speak out, speak out, speak out, to disturb this mass hypnosis. So don't expect people to wake up, but we shift the energy. And in a way, this is visible here now. The moon is exactly on MC, and in the first, in the beginning of Taurus, is kind of in our soul. The moon is our feelings, our soul. Some kind of a new insight starts to manifest. But this insight, connected with the retrograde Mercury, becomes more an expression of spirituality than only materialism, that we just need to manifest something, that it is manifested. So that was, even if they have that ceremony, and if they do anything here also with Neptune on the cusp of house 8, and I made this horoscope for Davos, you can see Davos, Switzerland. So this is the place. They might be probably in Geneva for this event, but anyway, it does not make a big difference. So what we have here is a very, very strong indication that what they are doing is not going to work out, also because Venus is in Aries and not Mars. And Venus in Aries is helping to give a new breakthrough into an energy of love. Remember, Mars is not just the Lord of War. It is also the carrier of the torch who brings the light. He is the one who has come to enlighten us. He is not thinking, he is just coming, is the warrior of the light. So we can see here from a different perspective, because everything, we said that many times, that you have known up to now, that we have been brainwashed into and educated into, is wrong. We have to completely relearn everything, what we hear, what we do, including our life habits and the way how we eat, how we dress, how we do things. A lot of things will change in the next couple of years, you will see. Now I switch again to the dark moon, which is tomorrow, from the moment I do this reading. Now we have here the Sun and the Moon conjunction in Taurus. Now again, this is a conscious manifestation. And here Mercury, still retrograde in the 9th house, is about to move beyond all the old boundaries. It's crashing, it's crashing, it's crashing up. And with the Venus and Uranus here in Aries, it is actually blowing up the old boundaries. It is cracking the walls. It reminds me of the picture of when the Berlin Wall came down. We had also very significant Neptune constellation then. So because that was actually based on misunderstandings that it happened. But of course, we can say it all was divinely orchestrated. Now here with the Neptune energy here of Jupiter and Mars, I don't think that this can happen, because at the same time it's in the 8th house, and the 8th house is the transformation. Remember, this is the journey into the underworld where you die and you're being reborn. It's like the caterpillar cocoon story that we use as a sample here. Now, this war is not really, there might be some war activities in the physical, and you can see that outside, but it will not come to that what we would see, like compare it with the Second World War, that it's going to be a war like that with guns and whatever. And this is a war that happened on a complete different level. So when we resist and when we speak out, and again, even if those who are sleeping yet not are waking up in a moment, that's fine, but we disturb the pattern. We disturb the outcome, and they cannot proceed. I was very touched when Dr. Rainer Füllmich said about his wife and about that there is a divine intervention, and I believe the same. And he said, I do not believe in religion because religion is one of the evil in the world because it's a control mechanism. And I totally agree with that one. But I also see that when you look in the stars, that there are divine, it looks like wheels and cogs that are turning that cannot be stopped. It is like Tower of Babel, you know, it's just at one point it fell. You cannot grow a tree into the sky. And at every time, you know, when a day is over, we have a whole day, we have a whole night, and then we have another day, another night. These are cycles that are turning, and we can see them here very clearly, that this is not going to happen. Like if you would look at the constellation of the beginning of World War I and II, they were completely different. And now what we see here, this is a psychological war. And if we are strong and if we are talking, you know, you don't need even to think about if people believe it or not. That doesn't matter. It's important that the energy is out because everything is energy. Like if you see maybe some patterns sound make patterns in water, make patterns in sand, they give beautiful pictures. And this is exactly what the sound of our voice, the sound of our thoughts, even if we cannot hear them with our ears, it is a sound because it's an electromagnetic energy that we produce. So if we work on that and if we visualize the positive, if we materialize now the positive within our, you can say fantasy, in our dreams, in our higher self reality, it will come down into the material reality to manifest. So this is a very, very important moment. So see, when we have AC/DC axis, I said in the beginning something about its ego versus higher self. So the AC is like the last outcries of those who are just based in their ego. You know, the ego, the personality, the body is just a costume, it's just a mask where the divine being that we really are is inside. So I am a divine being having a human experience, and I talk through this body, I act through this body, and at the same time, what I radiate out here is my spirituality. Now it turns around that when once you understand that, then Leo is connected with taking responsibility about your actions and everything you do, you are responsible for. And we did actually yesterday video about responsibility, which was, what is responsibility? It is the ability to respond, and everything what is in our life asks for our response. So like if I'm a decent human being and I go somewhere and see a friend, I say, hello, how are you? And you talk a few words, I respond to the appearance of the person. And the same thing is with everything, like nature around us, people around us, animals around us. It's all part of our environment. And it is important that we learn to respond to everything. So we are responsible for everything what we do, but we are never responsible for an action or a reaction of somebody else. So the question is also, where do I set my boundaries? And it's very simple. My boundaries are there before I hurt somebody else. So I'm here in my little cocoon or whatever, aura, whatever you want to say it, but the aura is bigger. And I try to be positive to others. So whatever influence is coming from me is encouraging them, is giving them power, is helping them to see more light. And this is what we are supposed to manifest now with the DC here in Aquarius. You are a human ego. Yes, that is part of who you are, because that in the moment when your soul is inside this body, it is part of what you are in this moment in time. And what we are supposed to radiate out is the angel energy, or whatever you can say, the higher self energy that will touch the others, even if they might not yet understand. You see, that whole first quadrant is empty. They have no idea what's happening to them. This just is happening. And with the Mercury retrograde, what we have in the moment, it is anyway very difficult to understand. And at the same time, the node axis that we have here, the dragon tail in Libra, coming up here into Aries with the dragon head, that is like the dragon tail is like the past, is what we have to bring in, and Libra is balance. So it is about the last balance before the old karma expires and we move into that new, that has already part manifested, and now there is still some stuff to balance and to clear out that we can move forward. So the root in Scorpio, they are same as here, Jupiter, Mars and Neptune and Chiron here in Pisces in the 8th house, which is connected with Scorpion, is showing that the world, that we, the world, is going through that transformation. But Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, indicates that we are moving now beyond that old dogma, that everything like that horizontal line that hold us back. Now we are moving beyond. And this is like Jupiter is the moon standing on the cross, you know, on the horizontal line. That is, we have moving motions beyond that. We are not underneath it like Saturn indicates when you see the moon hanging on the cross. And here is a Jupiter standing on top. So see here, we have Capricorn. This is kind of the 6th house is connected with work, is also connected with illness, because illness is actually work that we have not done consciously. So the topic that we have not worked with falls into the physical body, and the symptoms, they show us what we have not understood. So Saturn is still showing us, taking away all the camouflage and make us honest. You know, when you are ill, you have to be honest, because there is nothing you can hide anymore. It's also very interesting when you look like how many people like to talk about their illness, like, you know, oh, I have these horrible headaches and all that stuff. And I went to 3 or 4 doctors already, and none of them could really figure out what it is. And they're even proud of that. So now just listen with what they're really saying. Headache is like, you know, it has something to do with head. It can be headstrong. It can be that you want to have or manifest something, or be in the center of others, but you don't, you cannot do that. So you achieve that everybody pays attention to you through your illness, because then everybody, oh, you have to be quiet, she or he has headache, and everybody in the family is tiptoeing around it because of the illness. But what that person actually saying is, I have an ego problem, I have a problem that I feel not accepted, so I manifest illness, that people care about me, that they accept me. So within language, we have a very clear message in every symptom that you manifest. Now, with Saturn here in Capricorn, many people will have illness or have symptoms that will show them what is not balanced yet. And you have a good chance to see, if you look at the symptom, and it's very easy, what does a symptom force you to do? And what can you not do because of the symptom? And this gives you more or less the answer what it is all about. So this is all now this time of transition, of transformation, the time of balancing last issues, and already on the level of consciousness and soul, manifest what you want to have. And it is really important that we speak out now, and that we keep manifesting the world that we really want. and it will break through. And I have seen in the cards already a couple days ago that this breakthrough energetically has already been manifested. It's already done. But of course, it's like when I put the seed in the ground, it takes a while that you really see the seed. And like, for example, I just planted the avocado trees, and my friend told me that avocado trees, it takes 8 years till they have fruit. So I have already a couple years that that the seed was put in the soil, and the trees are maybe about 1.50 meters high now. 3 years, I think it was. So, but I still have to wait another 5 years till I have avocados. And this is more or less the same here. Now we have already planted the seeds, and the seeds are maybe already 3 or whatever years old. Actually, we can say that in 1986, when the consciousness level of humanity rose and made it possible that the world was not destroyed, this is the first seed that we have put in the ground, and it slowly grows. And it took about another 18 years then till 2012, the big energy shift that happened then, and it probably takes another 18 years till it's all out of the transformation energy. So that will be in the year 2030. So it's very important that we don't give up, even if we cannot see immediate results. And you will see that out there. We have Pisces, we have retrograde Mercury, and the Pisces, Neptune, and then Mars is going out relatively fast, but Jupiter still stays a while in Pisces, and this is still chaotic. That means that we have to be prepared. If you listen to people like Mike Adams and others who encourage you to grow your food, I just say, yes, please do so, especially those in the Northern Hemisphere, because there probably will be a shortage of food in this coming winter. So be responsible, respond to the situation that we have in the moment on the planet, and take care of yourself and of those you work with, of your family, that you can go through this difficult times with ease. And it is possible. You know, there is one thing that is really important, and it's here again when we have Aquarius on the outside here, that is like a torch that is bringing light outside. Remember, darkness cannot penetrate light. When I have a house that is dark inside and I open the windows and I open the doors, the light comes in. But I have light inside of the house and it is at night, I can still open the doors, but the darkness is not coming in. Because once you have light in you, with you, and your thoughts are light, the darkness cannot touch you. And it's darkness connected with fear that was controlling the world. So when we work on the light, there's nothing that really can happen. And those dark ones, they need those with the light, because they have no own imagination, they have no own creativity, they need to feed off our light. So the more light we give out, the more shadow will be gone. And those people are not in fear anymore. They don't have to give their creativity, their energy away to those dark ones, that they kind of live off your energy. So this is a very positive way when we look at the chart. And I really love that Venus has now gone into Aries. So this is now we can really start to bring forth our energy of love with the creation, with creating things. And this will also be the part that the new not new really, that free energy and things like that will come to the surface probably very fast now. So keep on going, keep on helping everybody to wake up and help this this energy of light and visualize, go into a short meditation or daydream, or go into nature, look at all what is beautiful out there, and imagine that beautiful world that we're gonna have one day. And it has already started on the level of manifestation. It just needs to come down into the 3D, manifesting the 5D more or less. We manifest inside of the 3D, and that is our ascension. I hope this reading has helped you a little bit to understand what's going on, and I wish you a good day. And if you like the reading, please put that thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thank you very much, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye-bye.